Welcome to a Chelsea news update, Chelsea fans. And Enzo Maresca, it looks like he is the man that will lead Chelsea from next season onwards as head coach. Someone who's been quoted and doing the rounds on social media to say, I do not want control of transfers. I just want to do the job that I'm paid to do, and that's it. So, we all know that Bowley and Clearlake want a yes man in charge at Chelsea. They're going to supply the players based on the data that they focus on, which is what they've done since they've walked in the building. And they want someone to just look after those players, to manage the players and get the best out of them, and not really have a say in anything. That's why we all read that Pochettino fell out with the board. Obviously, the data for the whole season, they looked at the whole season long story rather than focusing on what Chelsea did from Boxing Day onwards, and the fact we'd be in the top four based on form. Obviously, we've now seen the update this week. Man United, believe it or not, beat Man City, which is typical. So Chelsea now in the Europa Conference League. And from what I think on that is we haven't won that one yet. We've been in the Europa League twice and won it twice. We've won 2 Champions Leagues. Let's get into the UEFA Conference League and let's win that one, which should hopefully, based on the squad that we've got and the reputation of the clubs that you see in that UEFA Conference League, we should really be doing well in that competition based on the squad that we have, no matter who's in charge. Anyway, Enzo Maresca, it looks as though what's happened over the course of the weekend, heading into today, is that he has spoken to Chelsea. He's impressed the Chelsea board with his in-depth knowledge of the Chelsea squad. He's been quoted as being excited by the project at Chelsea and what they're trying to do with the football club going forward. And he's quite happy to leave the transfers to somebody else for him to just work with the players that he's got to get the best out of them. Now, as we said, it's a yes man. Looks like the yes man that the Bowley and Clearlake management team want at Chelsea. Maresca has done fantastically well at Leicester. I've seen a video going around social media right now. Harry Winks talking about the fact that he's the best manager by far that he's ever worked with. His tactical knowledge, his player management, man management, the way that he makes his players think about football different to anybody else. Obviously, being a Guardiola disciple himself, Maresca, you wonder if he can cut it at the Premier League with the same success as what he had at Leicester City. Now, pretty much done from his side. As far as the actual manager or the head coach, Maresca, and Chelsea are concerned, it's a done deal. Chelsea just need to get a compensation package with Leicester City arranged and agreed, being touted at around 10 million. It's not clear if it's pounds or euros, but that's pretty much the target or the focal point right now is this compensation deal. We've seen over the course of the weekend, heading into today, there was 4 names listed as Chelsea candidates. There was Maresca himself, Thomas Frank, Kieran McKenna, and also Roberto De Zerbi. We've then seen this morning that McKenna is no longer being considered by Chelsea. That's because it's been reported he's talking to United along with Pochettino. And then it was more of a focus shifting towards De Zerbi overnight, heading into this morning, with being reported that a number of the Chelsea board members actually favour De Zerbi. But that has drastically changed in the last 6 hours or so since I was reading through social media this morning. There's a real focus. Chelsea are now plastered all over Sky Sports News as Chelsea set to appoint Enzo Maresca as the head coach, on a 2-year deal with an option for a 3rd year, the same as what Pochettino had, and we all know what happened there. But this seems to be quite different. The only thing that concerns me still, despite the manager situation, is the players, and 2 players in particular, because rumours in the last 10 days since Pochettino left the football club, one of them, which seems to have real substance to it, is that the ownership turned around to Pochettino and said, no matter what you believe and what you want and what you feel, we are going to sell Chalobah and Conor Gallagher. They will be sold this summer. Now, Pochettino didn't agree with that. He wanted to keep them as their mainstays for him moving forward, but the board have said no matter what, they will be sold, and we wait to see what happens this summer. If they are sold, then the Chelsea fans won't react too positively to that, because we're only seeing reports beginning of the season about FFP, Chelsea need to raise 100 million. But you think of the players coming back to the football club from being out on loan, and those that have sort of been banished that will be sold. And Chelsea will make over 100 million on these players, no problem, with keeping Chalobah and Gallagher. We've got Lukaku, we've got Breuer, you've got Ian Matson, who's guaranteed probably wants to stay at Dortmund now. But Lukaku will go because Chelsea don't want him anywhere near the football club. And as I said, Breuer, it's not worked out for him at Chelsea, it's not worked out for him at Fulham on loan either. And Chelsea could make at least 90 million, possibly 100 on those three players. So there's no need to sell the likes of Chalobah and Gallagher unless Chelsea's financial situation is in much more detailed and worse than what we believe. Because obviously, homegrown talent, pure profit and all that. But that's a concern for me, is the fact that these players are still being linked with a move away. We've looked at the situation in the last 10 days. I did a reactionary video after I literally 5 minutes found out Pochettino had gone in my last video. And I was totally honest, it was raw emotion. It went on for a while. If you've not seen it, it's linked below this particular video. And I still feel the same, really, about the Pochettino factor. Because I personally believe that we would have kicked on a couple of experienced players if they listened to him, if they brought the players in that he's asked for, then Chelsea would have had a chance to go towards top four, to push for top four next season. But that's all now completely changed because Maresca needs time to get his footballing methods and his ideology and his philosophy on with the players and build that. But it's going to be slightly delayed because of the Euros and players coming back late. And that's going to take time. So the Chelsea fans must give this guy time now because they're going to be reactionary again. They'll be calling for his head if the same stuff happens as what happened to Pochettino. But above all else, Enzo Maresca will need to come in and he needs to do better than Pochettino and he needs to finish higher than 6th. If, for whatever reason, Chelsea do not match Pochettino's 6th place finish, then there's going to be trouble. Because Chelsea fans will question what's happening. The board will question with Maresca what's going on. Because let's face it, what they've done right now, since they've taken over the football club, their record with managers hasn't been great. So Maresca needs to come in and hit the ground running. We have to believe what his players are saying. Harry Winks, that he is by far the best manager, tactically, great man manager, makes you think of a different way about football. You know, as I said before, Guardiola's disciple. And we just have to hope that if he is the man that comes in, that he can do what they're looking for and what the Chelsea fans are looking for. All these reactionary Chelsea fans that just go after every single result. 1 minute it's a calamity. Next minute we play so well. After it, the head should roll. It's just an absolute joke. And it has been a joke all season. But anyway, let's see what happens now. But it's Enzo Maresca as the man. He will be taking over Chelsea because if they've got an agreement with him, Bowley and Clear Lake will do what they need to do to get it done with Leicester, with its 10 million compensation package. It's a 2-year deal with an option of a third. He's coming in as a head coach with no say on transfers because that's what they want. So it looks like they're going to get their man. Will Chelsea fans get what they want? We'll keep Gallagher and keep Chalobah. And will Chelsea fans see Chelsea finish better than 6th with Pochettino? Let me know your reactions right now to the Enzo Maresca news in the comments section below. News on Chalobah and Gallagher as well. I want to hear as many of you as possible. Smash the like button for me. Just let's get into it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your comments. See you next time.